Welcome to Haüs Reviews. Haüs Reviews. Welcome to Haüs Reviews.
I'm Kitty Monroe.
And I'm Marina Knight.
And today we will be reviewing
Drag Race UK.
Episode 5.
So we did take a little bit of a break last week. What happened?
Well, she's booked and busy, booked and blessed, and last week was homecoming, I think.
Yeah, very busy weekend for us, so we didn't get to see the Snatch Game episode, but in a few short words, what did you think?
Amazing, everything iconic. So glad they had it on their first season. Donald Trump was scary, and the Vivian is not human.
The Vivian is a lizard person?
The Vivian is a lizard person.
And I'm just gonna claim that now, and I think that's gonna be a reoccurring factor. For me, that episode was fun, it was kooky, and it was smart, and it was everything you'd want in the first season of Drag Race. So far, this Drag Race is successful.
Beyond belief. Dance Studio. So good. On the ass end of that episode, we had, unfortunately, Miss Something Wong had to go home.
Yeah, which is sad because
sad
that's
for you.
My favorite episode, but I'm glad I didn't have to review it because I probably would have teared up and cried.
Yeah, I'm very happy that Summer's gone. It was her time. It felt right.
But then again,
I'm a Cheryl Hole fan. So, anyways,
we'll see about that.
Yeah. So at the beginning of the episode, they all are having their little chit chat moment fantasy. We're starting, like as we've already said many times, we like to see the pictures that are being painted, and the Vivian Baga kind of like villain picture I saw.
Yeah.
And like all I have to say is I'm hashtag Team Divina throughout it all. Like that's all I care about. Like if we get a Divina versus them, that'd be cute.
So on the note of Vivian and Baga, they both won the challenge last week, so the confidence quadrant is getting a little more confident. A little boost.
Heads are growing.
Yes, the heads are growing. They're looking like
as the girls are going
bobbleheads
home.
At this point.
The girls are going home. Heads are rolling. The girls are winning challenges.
And enamel pins are coming out.
Yeah, there's lots this season. Apparently
they have them on wholesale.
Yeah, they got them from Sam's Club. They got them in bulk this season.
Exactly.
Which, after this episode.
More tea to spill.
After this episode. But anyways, next day, the girls come back into the workroom. It is time for the mini challenge, and it is the ever so iconic reading challenge. Time to put on your shades. Time to read.
They had to read each other to filth, and this time they bring out a cup of tea too, because there's nothing better.
A spot of tea.
Than a spot of tea with a little bit of shade. So, who do you think won the reading challenge?
The person that won. Crystal.
You think?
I mean, let me just say, reading challenge is great. I definitely expected. I'm just gonna say I expected more from the UK queens. Nothing really landed for me. This season, just like the reading challenge wasn't my favorite.
So you think Crystal should have won?
Yeah, I think Crystal won because it was like her thing. Like she definitely was the one that.
I don't know. I thought Davina should have won.
Really?
I walked away. I laughed at hers like genuinely.
Honestly, I don't know. Like I really can't even comment on this mini challenge because it's just boring. Like it wasn't the best. It was definitely not a notable reading challenge, and that's unfortunate. But
so since Crystal won the mini challenge, she gets to pick the teams. She puts herself with Cheryl Hole and the Vivian, leaving Blue, Davina, and Baga for the other team.
Yeah. So the teams are picked, and they go into practice with artist whose name I do not remember. I'm so sorry. Do you?
No, not at all.
Okay, and then I don't remember which team was first. I'm pretty sure it was the Vivian's team, and all I remember thinking is like hearing the Vivian's voice come out of her mouth. It just like it furthered the idea that she's not a human because like
she seems like she's like a
robot,
just a robot, like a real illusionist lizard person from the future. She is an unreal drag queen. She is like
she just has a voice
the total
box
package
that like switches all the time.
I think the appropriate term for her is Slay Tina, if I'm not wrong.
Or reptilian. The Vivian's scary.
Yeah.
The Vivian, like her name. Ugh.
There's nothing wrong with her so far.
Well,
I feel like she's a plant from the government, or something. The U.S. government planted her in the UK or 100%. Something to affect our lives in the simulation.
RuPaul did.
Like I feel like Vivian is proof of simulation.
She's the Illuminati. Confirmed.
Reptilian. This is a conspiracy video starting now.
Cut. Vivian is a reptilian overlord. Here's why. No, I'm just kidding.
But then the next team was Team Davina, Baga, and Blue. Any thoughts about them? Okay, so this team, their name is the Frock
The
Destroyers.
Frock Destroyers.
I think that's iconic that the group that they're alluding to was...
I love that they got a shout out season 1 of Drag Race. That's forever there.
That is cemented in gay history.
Yeah. Something else that I thought was really iconic was when Blue was singing, and after she was done, she kind of got a little bit of praise, and she was like, "Oh, well, I'm no RuPaul." Well, honey, neither is RuPaul, so
Not at all.
so don't worry. That's a stiff comparison if you're really gonna compare yourself to RuPaul. Like, auto-tune the house down, work for your nerve boots. the
Boots,
house.
bitch. Robot boots, bitch.
Robot. The Vivian be like.
The Vivian is a robot.
Oh my god, I can see it now. Robots.
Yeah, her
That's
face
scary
comes
to
off
me.
and it's just a robot.
That's scary to me. I don't like that. Nope. Next. On to the next. Speaking of probably a robot with the whistle tones.
Oh my god, did you believe Davina was just like shooting out dog toy noises from her mouth?
I just wrote Davina DeCampo is an angel. She's an angel.
Oh, Hark the Herald Angels, bitch. She was singing.
What? What's that even mean? Well, perfect time to talk about our looks. So, for my look, we decided today to film on the lovely, my favorite holiday of them all, Halloween. I think a lot of drag queens' favorite holidays.
Yeah, happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
This is being
Halloween.
filmed on Halloween tonight.
Halloween exactly. So for me, it decided to fucking snow today, several inches to be exact, in lovely central Illinois. So I decided to give you a little bit of like an ice witch fantasy snow queen moment. And I can't see anything, so.
For me, my look this week, every Halloween, it seems that I do this thing where instead of actually doing something, my drag that day is like just a curse. It's like,
Cursed.
I did it, I'll insert a picture maybe, but I did this like last Halloween and it's just like what I always do. And I always do something that's very like, also drag on a dime. I always make the outfit the day of, it seems.
Yeah.
But that's what happened today. I made this out of tights right before this video started, not gonna lie.
Yes, what do you think? Leave comments below. If you do, we'll kiss each other.
4 comments and we'll kiss.
4 comments and we'll kiss.
Thank you.
Thank you. Well, back to Drag Race UK.
Should I
Oh,
start
wait!
again?
I want to talk about something else.
Oh.
I want to talk about the moment when they were like shooting shit with each other.
Okay.
That was good TV.
Before they went onto the main stage and started getting ready and stuff, they were just sitting around, started to push each other's buttons, and then they started just to have a big dick contest.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, my team's gonna do better. And
Yeah.
the other team was like, well, my team's gonna do better.
Right, and it's like, well, one team is really going to do better, so like,
Yeah. So just bring it to the runway,
yeah,
bitch.
like one team is just shooting shit, and one team is really
Yeah.
talking big talk, I guess.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
we're
know.
gonna see who wins, but they really got into it for a second.
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
good
funny.
TV.
Entertaining as hell.
So we get to the main challenge,
Mhm.
and this week we are doing a little girl group moment.
Yeah.
And it's 2 groups of 3, as we said, and they're performing a song called Break Up, Bye Bye Bye.
Yeah, the song. Break Up, Bye Bye Bye. Really creative title, I guess. The song itself was really interesting. It was a bit of a bop.
I wrote
love
down that this was actually a good song for a Drag Race song. Like, usually the ones that come up that I would never, like, think about again.
Yeah, and
But this one wasn't bad.
the first team, I love that their name was tongue in cheek. It was Filth Harmony, not Fifth Harmony. It's Filth Harmony.
Which was really cute.
Yeah, it's just like another like I don't know. That's just very UK. and
Yeah,
it seems-
it's very UK and it's so funny. It's
Yeah.
really cute, kitschy.
Cheryl really snapped on her team though. She really delivered,
Yeah,
and
she brought it.
I didn't think anybody expected anything less from Cheryl Hole.
Yeah, but when I was watching the episode for the first time before they passed Judgment Later, I really thought that Vivian did fine. I liked her, actually, and the only person I thought who fell flat was Crystal in that team.
I think that the Vivian didn't really have much impact this week. Like it didn't pack a punch for me. Like she had a good
Yeah.
singing voice, granted, but it didn't like.
And she also
it-
kind of played it safe.
That's very true. I think she definitely played it safe, and she didn't really do anything above and beyond like she has literally every
Yeah,
single
and when she's been
week.
skyrocketing and being a lizard person this whole time, like seeing her kind of like fall even remotely like everybody else in the middle, kind of seems like she's kind of bad. You know what I mean? Like her average is like now becoming.
I don't know. I think it's like a situation. She's it's getting down to the nitty gritty. It's top 6, so we're starting to like having to pick pieces. Because like you said, she wasn't that bad, but she just didn't have the most impact, which left her at the bottom, unfortunately, this week. But I really think she can do no wrong. I really do, and it's so weird, and it's kind of dehumanizing because like she's not. She's literally a lizard.
Yeah, so of that team, obviously Cheryl did the best. Maybe Vivian did the second best.
And Crystal
kind of cracked this week.
Crystal cracked and shattered and crumbled. That was not.
Yeah, she was a crystal crackhead on that challenge. But so the other team, what do you think of their little performance on the runway?
Listen, I don't think I ever will say this ever again. But I'm gonna say it right now. Bag of chips. I found her kind of sexy.
Yeah, actually in the challenge she looked good as a frock destroyer. Let's talk about that. Their team was called Frock Destroyers, and they really looked the part.
Yeah,
they were sickening on the stage, and Baga looked great.
Yeah, they were really frocking it.
Yeah, they
really frocked it up.
They frocked it to the runway.
They frocked it to the runway. I was really, really impressed with all of it. I think the weakest point for me, which I think is surprising because the judges thought she was one of the strongest points, was Davina. Her whistle tone, how it was part of like the background track pretty much for the majority of it. Like I thought that was really cool and I thought that was really impressive. But overall, I don't think she was like the best. But I think everyone on that team really slapped, even Blue.
Yeah, she wasn't a standout for me this week, to be quite honest. Like in the performance. We'll talk about the runway later, but in the performance, it was just about everybody else did the same. But I think Baga did good. I think Blue did surprisingly really good.
Yeah, which is why I think Davina was kind of like swept under there because it was like Baga, you didn't expect her to have a good singing voice, or 2 to be sexy, and then Blue, nobody really expected her to like sing or like animate herself that much, and then Davina I think was the most expected. So like when she gave what she had, it was somewhat underwhelming. But nonetheless,
it was all pretty good. It was, and when I watched it, I thought they were the better team.
100%. And that's what I expected from the get-go. I definitely thought that they were going to like turn the party, and that they did.
Yeah, and something that was really cute was whenever they were performing it on stage, the other team was watching it, and so they gotta like insert little like commentaries. And the funny thing was, whenever Baga's team performed, the other team said, "Well, shit."
Wait, let's reenact it. They said, "Oh, that was good."
Then the tail goes between their bottom legs.
And then she said,
you know what I mean?
"It wasn't bad." No, it wasn't. And y'all are fucked at that point. Like, oh, if I was, they were literally sitting ducks. If I were them, I would have been concerned.
Yeah, I think they were concerned. You could see that their tail was going between their legs, and they were like whimpering home to the doghouse after that big dick contest earlier.
Right. Oh, yeah.
They really ate their shit. So after the challenge was done, we went into the runway, which the theme was off to the races, or day...
Wait.
Excuse me.
Day at the races. I think Lana has off to the races trademarked.
Yeah, at this point.
Which I was hoping would be the lip sync this week.
I was praying. That's what we needed. That's what we deserved.
Races. Oh, we can't sing that. I would love to see some of these runway themes on US Drag Race.
Yeah, this was a really cool runway theme.
Yeah.
I liked it a lot. I think I would love to do this one myself.
100%. And I think that the first girl that came out onto the runway and gave us off to the races, day at the races fantasy was the Vivian, and I think she looked divine.
Yeah, when she stepped out, I was like, she looked glowing and she looked pristine and she looked just like right.
Listen, bag of chips, take notes. That's how you wear copper, like brassy colors. That
100%.
I don't know, like the Vivian's not much like tanner than Baga is, I guess, but like she wore that color right.
Mm-hmm. And she looked glowing with it.
Yeah, I don't know. She does no wrong for me.
It was a big old 2 for me this week.
She always serves, so I'm gonna have to give it a 2. All right, trotting onto the runway and literally trotting, because that's what she always does. We have Cheryl Hole.
Oh yeah, she always has a little gallop in her step.
Yeah, she a little trot in her spot.
A little walk in the trot.
A little tootie in her booty.
Yes, exactly.
Anyways, I think Cheryl's look, the judges summed it up best. I think Michelle said it. It was just pedestrian. It was
the least inspiring thing I've seen on this season.
Yeah. That's fair to say.
And before, she was wearing things just like that, but had that like persona of the ditzy girl or something like that. But this time,
yeah, I thought
it was just like
right.
bad.
I thought they were character choices at that point, but
Yeah.
now she's just like coming out and like
just doing that. Again.
really like she went and like got that from Debs or something, you know.
Yeah,
It was
she
the
no,
Debs
she looked like
dress.
she's a girl named Deb. Like it's
Well, she's a girl named Cheryl, so that's fitting. That's very fitting, with the exception of Hole, but like
yeah, she looks just like a plain Jane. I'm not into it. It's a boo.
plain Jane purple puke boot.
Boo. So Crystal comes onto the runway and she looks like Monique
Serving.
Hart serving nonetheless, but looks like Monique Hart's Puss in Boots look. That's the first thing I thought. But aside from that,
That's not the first thing I thought about.
what'd you think?
I thought it was very original. I think that she definitely gave us Club Kid, and she's been giving us this like twist of like edgier drag each week, like on the runway, something different each week, and I think that that's something that's followed through this week with the whole head to toe mask with the bodysuit with the hat.
Oh, and it was all the same fabric.
It was all the same
tone
fabric.
and-
The only one tiny like bit critique I would give it was I wish the bows that went up to the hips went all the way up the arms.
I
And
thought the
then
same
like
thing.
towards like the around the neck maybe even. But like it was just like on the hip and it didn't really like make sense for it to stop, and then it was on the brim of the hat, which looked cute, but I think it would have been better if it went all the way up the side.
Yeah, I agree.
That would have made it would have looked more finished to me, but beyond that, stellar look. Crystal really gave us some incredible looks this season. I would give it a 2. What about you?
I think that Crystal, I don't know. I think it was good. I don't think it was like the best thing, but what I do like is that when they critiqued her, they did give her credit for being like a club kid, and
Yeah, the guest
judges,
judge.
the guest judge was the one who credited her for being like a cool and different queen, which was like nice, and like the judges have really been tearing her down for talking about her body hair in a bad way and like everything. They just weren't for her this season, so I don't know. I feel like
It's nice to see that.
I'm glad that she's also just like sticking through it though and doing her thing and not
Yeah.
changing and being sickening.
Yeah.
So 2 for me.
Love Crystal.
Love Crystal.
Bag of chips in her big old flower hat comes around the corner, and all I like immediately could think of was she's gonna get away with this. She's
Yeah.
gonna get away with this. It's just because it's a bag of chips. And the more I looked at it, the more I realized it was a thought out kind of. I guess it was more thought out than I initially thought, but I still just didn't like it. What do you think about it?
I think for Baga, it's a good look, but how are they gonna get away with this again? Like, you know that they're gonna be like, oh, haha, she looks passable, like, you know, like for like good drag, but like
Yeah.
it's not elevated, it's not thoughtful, and it's not good, but like she's like doing just fine drag each week. But I don't know. This
it's big,
week she's not the T for me. It's a boo.
Yeah, sorry, bag of boo. Big old bag of boo.
Bagaboo, magaboo.
Maga chips. Are we gonna talk about that?
We're gonna talk about MAGA chips on the internet right now.
That's gonna be on our Patreon. Us talking
the bonus
about,
content is
us talking about beep chips.
getting up onto the runway. It was Blue Hydrangea, and you know what? She was very literal, which was a little bit of a cringy moment for me this week. But I thought that it was cool. But from the shoulders up, it was. God, excuse me. I need a drink of Polar Pop. So I thought from the shoulders up, it was amazing, like 100% wonderful. But the bottom was just so boring. It was just pants and just like this like draped moment. And so I thought the shoulders up was amazing, but like add the stoning to the bottom. It didn't look finished. It looked like it was half done and just thought halfway through. So wasn't a huge fan of it overall, but I couldn't boot it because it was just another like standout.
Yeah, I can't boot it either. That it was so polished, like detailed.
Yeah. Besides the hair.
Yeah.
Did you see it? Looked shake and go moment
looked
right
like-
out of the bag.
It looked like if drag became mainstream and they decided to make a wig at Party City inspired by Katya called like Svetlana. And it was
Yeah.
just like the bad Katya Halloween Party City version.
Yeah,
of
it was very out of the bag.
Yeah.
Put it on, put the headpiece on.
Yeah.
I think Blue Hydrangea is not a hair queen, and that's really disappointing for me. If you watch back the episodes, each week she has not been a hair queen.
She is after the season. But with that wig, I still will say it was nice to have something under the headpiece.
Yeah.
It was still nice to see that. Because if it was nothing, it would have looked really, really weird. But
Yeah.
anyways,
It was a big 2 for me.
we talked about Blue way too much this week. Blue.
So the next horse girl to trot onto the runway is Davina.
Yes, that she does, and she looks sickening doing it, bitch. This look, this week, I just feel like before the season I didn't have this expectation. I had this expectation for Davina where I thought maybe there wasn't going to be a certain polish to her looks, but this week she proved me way the fuck wrong. She snapped. The color combinations, the texture combinations, the silhouette, the ponytail, everything about Davina's look this week was flawless.
Yeah, definitely. I really enjoyed her look this week. It was exactly what I wanted from an equestrian-inspired runway theme.
Yeah, I agree.
This is 100% what I wanted and what I want to look like when I grow up someday.
Yeah.
Maybe one of my favorite looks of the season.
Yeah.
Too.
So far, so good. So far, so great. I loved it, too.
So, of the results, what did you think? Did you think the winners were winners? Did you think the losers were losers?
I thought, well, first of all, let's talk about how there's 3 winners of this week's challenge. Like, that's, like Rue said, it's never happened before. 3 people won this challenge. And I don't know. I want to say it's well deserved, but I don't know. Like, I don't think the Davina DeCampo, I don't know if she deserved to win this challenge. But based off the runway too, I think Davina's runway.
Yeah,
like,
it put her on par with everybody else.
100%.
And I think they even said, considering the
Excellence.
runway and the performance.
Yeah.
They said that even before that. So I think that it was well deserved.
Yeah.
As far as the bottom people, did you think that the Vivian and Crystal deserve to be bottom too?
Yes.
I think for me, it should have been Cheryl and Crystal because Cheryl's runway was unforgivable and she got away with it this week.
Oh yeah, she did get away with that look.
Yeah.
I will say I agree. And the fact that she's in the bottom 3-4 times out of 5 now is pretty remarkable. She's kind of set a record for herself. She made it to the top 5 without ever placing higher than safe. Dita Ritz
Could never.
did.
She did.
She did.
Actually,
So-
I'm just being informed.
I've just been informed that Dita Ritz did in fact do that.
Looking at you, girl, with socks and heels. I'm gonna say the Vivian kind of served it in the lip sync.
Well, I was just gonna say, as we've said twice already, the Vivian can do no wrong.
Yeah, what can she not do?
She can do no wrong. They put her in the bottom 2 just to be like, hey, we need you to show that you can lip sync.
That you actually are that bitch.
That you actually are that bitch. And she just like did. And we
Yeah,
were like,
we know you did math this week, but here's your chance to get in at it.
Yeah, we know it was really. I
Like,
don't know.
literally each episode she's had a moment that's been really successful.
They tried so hard to make her have a bad week this week, but even it just really wasn't a bad week. It was just like
Yeah.
pulling hairs type deal.
Yeah, I don't think she was supposed to be in the bottom 2, but that's okay. You know what? We gotta see something cool from her, and in the end, Crystal left. I think that was gonna happen regardless.
Yes, and I'm so excited about Blue finally winning a challenge.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I'm really excited for Blue.
Because after last week, I was like, it's just like really.
She's had a story arc this whole time with no wins. I think this was her week.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, and it's Becca's 3rd win, and it's Davina's 2nd win. So, like, we're at top 5, and we got girls with challenge wins under their belts.
Is there anyone who doesn't?
Cheryl.
Cheryl. Well, you know what? Maybe this is her week.
I hope not. I mean, at this point...
We haven't seen her lip sync yet. Do you think she's gonna go home on her first lip sync, or is she gonna
Probably
make
not.
it all the way to the end?
Well, see, we're not too far from the end. We're at top 5, which next week is a water bottle marketing challenge.
Yeah, so that's a market what seems to be just an ordinary product, a water bottle. This has been a smart, successful season. I'm really loving this season so far.
Yeah, it's been really cute, and the UK is really showing out this go round. I can't wait to see what they bring next season, and the season after that, and the season after that.
Because we're gonna be here forever reviewing it here on Haüs Reviews.
See you next time.
See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.